Over here. Headed to our reservation now.
Hey, listen, punk, I'm driving here. That's it. Stinking tourists don't know where they're going.
You yell too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye?
Bye-bye now.
Where do you think you're going? Wait, I command you. What's the use?
Oh, sir, are you all right? Have you been injured at all?
Super chat from like more than a week ago. It's terrible. Jen Mull. Thank you, Jen Mull. But anyway, guys, let's just get rock. I know I like it. I'm wearing a nice Bond t-shirt. Hassan designed it. It was a limited special edition from the 11th Annual Men's Conference, August 14th, AD 2021. I didn't mention the AD part, but I say AD so you don't get confused. It's the year of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Orlando, Florida. The back of it's a nice cotton t-shirt. It's like a light black. It's light black. Some might call that dark gray, but it's definitely more of a light black. Pre-faded black and a dark gray. The collar is kind of, it's like not a usual big collar thing. It's just whatever. And then it says Bond, Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. Rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Isn't that nice? And it looks kind of old school. Except it's not exactly what the Bond logo was, because the Bond is. And it looks kind of old school. Except it's not exactly what the Bond logo was, because the Bond is. The Bond logo has like a one thing up to the end of the D or something. Nice. So, it's not for sale. But shout out to Hassan and shout out to Bond. You can get your you can get your Bond t-shirts by going to rebuildingtheman.com/stores and check it out. Check it out. I would like to, before I get into the topics, and I do plan to, I would like to get to a call or two. Is that okay with you? Even if not, I'm gonna talk to Ronnie in Ronald in Los Angeles, California. Ronald, how you doing, man? Thanks for calling.
I'm doing well, brother. How are you?
Hey, doing fine.
So I have a quick question. A lot of black people, they like to say, oh, my ancestors were slaves. What if their ancestors were the blacks that sold the slaves to the whites?
It's a good question. I wonder if they, I bet you they won't care.
They'll just automatically go to the victim side?
Yeah, they'll still be angry. It won't change anything. Because all of this knowledge stuff that they spout is just communist propaganda. It's an excuse to be angry. Communist propaganda is anger propaganda. anger propaganda an excuse to be angry. They're already they're going to be angry with or without that excuse. They'll find some other excuse to be angry and to blame.
Right.
You know?
So they manipulate them to, put them in prison so they can basically have legal slavery, and they create these fake hippity hop artists. You heard of Young Thug recently got released?
No, he got released. I didn't know that he was in jail. I mean, I might have known, but I forget. I can't keep track of these people. I lost track.
Yeah.
I lost track before Tupac. We were saying Tupac is dead before he was actually dead, and then I don't know. It was confusing. We were saying James Brown is dead before James Brown died. So I don't know. I can't keep track of that. But what about Young Thug? He's a criminal and he got out.
He was brought up on legal charges for criminal organization, and multiple people snitched on him. And he also gained a lot of weight, allegedly.
Is this a she? Did you say she or he?
He
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So he gained weight behind bars a lot.
Oh, really? Like strong?
No, like a gut,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
So it makes me think that the whole case is fraudulent because he was just released. He brought up legal charges, snitched on him, and he's the leader of a criminal organization, yet he was released. So I feel like these court cases are to convince people that, hey, no one is above the law.
You're right.
Living time in prison is good for you.
I think that there may be some truth to that, because when they went after Harvey Weinstein, and then when they went after Diddy, to a lesser extent, there was this fake hint that I was catching that I'm not sure that people were thinking, but it seemed like the liberal media was pretending that we're serious about enforcing the law and real justice and stuff like that. And I don't think that going after Harvey Weinstein or Diddy, I don't even like saying that name, Sean Combs, I don't think that they really, I don't think those things are based in actual justice. The government is not about justice. The mainstream media is not about justice. And those things were government and mainstream media driven. It was all about politics and the culture of attacking men and taking down somebody who's high up, and betrayal, which is typical. They loved Harvey Weinstein until they betrayed him.
This is true.
Yeah.
And my question about Diddy is this. He is all over the news. There's documentaries being made about him. Everyone is disgracing his face and his name before he's even been convicted of anything. Don't you think that he would sue for defamation?
Oh, not necessarily, because suing for defamation doesn't work nowadays. The mainstream media, if you get them and everybody en masse, I don't know if I think it's en masse because it's French, right? To soil your name, then there's no, what, you have to sue the whole world for defaming you? And probably these judges believe it.
No, I hear you, but he's got enough money to do so.
No, but I know, but it's not, it would be wasting his money, I think, personally. Like, because he probably wants to live under the radar, and that thing would bring out all kinds of, there would be things called depositions, and those depositions become kind of public. You have to, like, say stuff behind closed doors, and some of that stuff goes public, and then some of that stuff that you are forced to say or admit or whatever behind closed doors or disclosures of different things makes you look bad to people who are judgmental. And so you'd rather not even deal with the mess. Stay out of the courts is a wise thing.
That's true, and his name is already soiled, so
right. Yeah.
And there's no such thing as bad press. That is understandable.
Maybe, yeah, true.
What do you think about hip-hop referencing having investors in private prisons?
that again?
What do you think about the theory that record labels
Yeah.
invest in private prisoners? That's why they promote gangster rap.
I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that. I don't know. I don't know. I think that gangster rap is just cool and fun and funny, and it's like for whites, it's a spectacle for whites like me and some of the Asians and Hispanics who like that stuff. It was a spectacle. It's kind of fun / funny / ironic.
We're about 10 minutes away from our next pickup here.
Because it's not real.
It's our
for us,
third
but it's
third
maybe
pickup
real
of the
for
day.
them, or some of them it's not real.
Reservation off of Uber.
They're posing.
Currently, we're sitting at
It's
$32.22 on Uber. And then for Lyft, we are at $10.08. So $42.30. Good start.
Right. Now that's even worse.
We should be at $100 before 8 o'clock. Right now it's 6:30.
I think. Yeah. According to what I heard. Yeah. I mean, he died of AIDS, right? He didn't get murdered. Yeah, according to that. Rest in peace. Yeah. But I mean, different people did get killed. But it wasn't as... Yeah. I mean, I think Tupac was murdered. And Biggie. I think those guys were murdered. Seems
So
like.
Biggie, here's the funniest thing, right? So Biggie was shot multiple times in a vehicle, right? Just like Tupac, right?
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know that Biggie was shot in a vehicle.
Yeah, so he was shot in a vehicle. If you look at the crime movie, there's not a drop of blood on the scene, right?
Oh,
They said that the reason for this was because he was so fat.
I can believe that. That it caught all his blood. Oh, the fat didn't bleed right away?
There was not a drop of blood on the scene where he was fatally shot.
Okay. So it stuck inside of him. The bullet didn't go through him. Or round, or whatever it's called.
I mean, it went inside enough to kill him,
Right.
but not enough to drop a piece of pint of blood or a pint of actual blood.
Now, I don't know if what you're saying is true, but if that's true, I can believe it because he was a big boy, big young man. And and let's say it was a hollow point. A hollow point goes inside and goes all around and like breaks up and destroys the innards, right? And so it doesn't go all the way through, and so it won't leave. And especially if he covered up the whole seat. And I don't think that necessarily you bleed right away sometimes. It goes in you. I mean, sometimes there is blood spatter, they say, like with Trump. There's blood spatter.
Yeah.
But depending on where you get hit, you may not realize right away. It doesn't just fill up with blood or spurt blood right away. Sorry, kids, ladies.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like if little kid sliced her nail across his fat on his tummy, you'd see a little bit of blood, right?
Eventually.
Like if she scratched him, like this one.
Well, with a deep cut, you get a cut, and then later it bleeds. It takes a second.
No, true, but there was no blood, period.
But I don't see why there would. Maybe there would be blood on him later, but not necessarily on the seat. Say he gets out of the seat or whatever, or they shot him in the front. I don't know. I don't think it's worth. You have a conspiracy theory about it?
David, I don't know how to respond because I wasn't really paying attention.
Fake.
I was focusing my mindset on how my car smells right now before this next pickup. Maybe some of the chat is listening, and they can respond to you. Or if you want, I can replay it back sometime.
There, and completely fabricated. I mean, Martin Luther King grew up in a racist state, and he had.
But I also thought Tupac was unalived in an elevator, not a vehicle. Because his caller said both of them were unalived in vehicles.
You mean like college degrees? College type degrees?
Yeah, he had like so many degrees.
Okay, but I don't really buy any of that, because
Yeah.
the people who gain a little bit of popularity, or they're a little bit of a rabble rousers, troublemakers, like Martin Luther King kind of was, right? At least later in his life. The CIA's or whatever, the government is going to want to get involved in something that's going to be influential or be popular. That they got involved with Proud Boys, they got involved with the KKK. They were targeting the whites in that case. They got involved with the Black Panthers. They got involved with the so-called civil rights movement. They're going to get involved. They're probably involved with the Antifa, maybe, and they're involved with probably Black Lives Matter. They're going to be involved with anything that's popular.
We're about 5 minutes from our third pickup for today.
That it's fake.
Again, we're sitting at $42.
That everything is fake and just staged.
Great start.
Because there's plenty of reasons for people to be afraid of this or that. Because it's not like Martin Luther King stood for anything good, or Malcolm X stood for good, or Biggie stood for anything good. They were just living angry lives, and brought that anger.
I'm feeling a bit tired, everyone. So if you can go to the pin of this message that I have here and buy me a coffee, buymeacoffee.com. It's midnight
It's always a little bit of both.
underscore your
You're in the
Uber
right
driver.
place at the right time. You
Again,
have the right
buymeacoffee.com.
You have the, you're in
And
the
get me
right position,
caffeinated.
and
I need some caffeine,
when
everyone.
people kind of like you, they fall for you, and also they
And if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions about how I make
pick you, or like,
$2,000 a
okay,
week
like,
driving
oh,
Uber and Lyft, ask some questions. If you're new,
I definitely wouldn't get
in the description, there is a link to my Uber and
real or
Lyft
fake
referral.
conspiracy theory type stuff, because it's impossible to know anyway. Like, why even waste time on that? In my opinion.
We're less than 3 minutes away from our pickup here.
I agree with you at the end of the day. It's not going to add zeros to my bank account, but it's nice to know what our government is capable of. You know, that way when they say, hey, you need to get a cough shot in your arm, you know, oh, you guys are tricksters, so I'm not going to get that. You know,
But you see them lying to you about regular stuff. They pretend like the border is fine, it's not out of control.
Mm-hmm.
They pretend like crime is not out of control. They pretend like gay is fine, and it's not harmful for people's health.
Right. I mean, it is.
So you already know not to trust them. You already know that they're, because the government is made up of a bunch of people, and people are liars and crooks.
True.
Yeah, so you don't have to even know the depths of what they're capable of, or whatever, faking things or this or that.
I mean, it's true. I mean,
Not to know for yourself, and plus on top of that, you should know for yourself whether you want to get this or that vaccine.
the cough, yeah. Can't say it on air. But yeah, no,
We are
I
audio
totally
and video
understand.
recording this
Yeah.
ride for your safety.
It even goes down to the fact that there's never been a scientific experiment that proves that the Earth is rotating. I mean, that's insane, right?
I don't know if that's true or not.
Look it up, and to the people listening, look it up. There's not- the only evidence that they have that the Earth is rotating at all is they took a pendulum to different parts of the Earth, and the pendulum swung differently in certain parts of
But
the
the
Earth.
sun up and sun down shows that the Earth is rotating.
Is it sun up, sun down?
Sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
I mean,
rises
I
in
can
the
go
east.
outside, right?
Sets in the west. Makes sense to me.
I always see the moon in the daytime. According
Right.
to what you're saying, it should be on the other side of the planet.
Not true? How do you figure?
That's not true.
Well, I mean, the moon's lighting up one side of the planet, and the sun's on the other side, right?
No, not necessarily. It could be in the same. They can be on the same side. The sun and moon are not on opposite sides of the Earth all the time. Where do you get that idea? What does that have to do
What
with
the? This caller's wrong.
the rotation?
The moon can be anywhere.
That's that's my basic assumption.
Oh no! See, watch your assumptions. Your assumptions are gonna make you believe
We orbit the
conspiracy
sun,
theories that aren't
and the
real.
moon just does whatever
No,
it's
I got you.
whatever it's doing, and
How
it's
about
just
this? When
in
you see a
our
rainbow,
orbit.
right? It's a rainbow. When you light a lighter in front of a TV screen, you'll see a rainbow, but it's
We
not
don't need
in
the
shape
moon.
of
We need the sun.
firmament,
We don't need the moon, though.
right? So when you see
What's
a
the shape
rainbow-
of the rainbow around a lighter in front of? Are you Hispanic, or black, or white?
No, sir,
or
I'm,
Asian?
half Greek, half Moroccan.
Oh, cool.
According to-
Nice to see you.
According to the United States, I'm Caucasian. But
Nice. We'll
one
take
thing
it.
I will say is
We need
if you
more.
see a-
Go ahead. Playing around.
No, if you see a rainbow over a body of water, right? It's reflecting off of the water, and the colors are inverted. When you see a double rainbow in the sky, the colors are inverted, right?
Oh.
Because it's reflecting off of the firmament above. And
So
that's
instead
why
of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, it's violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, or whatever. Instead of Roy G. Biv, it's Vib G. Yar.
We've arrived. We're picking up Cameron
I
today.
didn't know that. That's cool.
Picking up Cameron.
So I don't know the colors of the rainbow, but
Oh. But it's God's promise. That's why I know. And plus, it's high school physics, or high school physics, or I don't know. It's like it might even be 7th and 8th grade, junior high.
yeah, I dropped out of high school. I like girls better than my future, unfortunately.
I don't know how, but people keep kicking the.
Shout out.
That's shouts out to that. But that's the evidence right there. The double rainbow. Rainbow. It is like the
Water-resistant
Bible,
floor mat.
firmament that separates the water.
I keep
from
pushing
the
it,
water.
and it's just like folded every
So
time.
you zoom into the stars, you'll see a water pattern.
Is this Cameron?
Stars.
supposed to be
People think
Cameron.
they're sparkling, but it's really just a water pattern, right?
Is that the moisture in the air that we're seeing?
Could be.
Now, are you a flat earther?
I'm not anything earther. I'm
Good morning.
So you think that
Yeah.
it could be a spinning
doing?
ball
All's well,
running
thank you.
floating through space, orbiting the
Water
sun,
Street.
Yeah.
which is orbiting, I don't know.
It could be, but we are in the firmament.
Right, the firmament is the atmosphere. So that's cool.
When they start doing this?
We'll
The
was that?
sky.
When do they start doing all this?
Oh
Firmament
man,
is
like
the air
last
in the
Friday.
sky.
Really?
We just started it.
That's why you see,
What a mess.
you see the
Yeah,
stars
right.
in the sky. You're really seeing the stars kind of through the
I don't
sky.
even understand what needed to be fixed.
I don't not, man. If I could tell you, I would.
And you like.
Oh, I have.
Just, yeah, go feet deep, right? And you look down. You'll see the same pattern that you see when you look into a star with a telescope.
Really?
You see that same
That's awesome.
Water pattern. Yeah.
That's dope, man. I didn't know that. Don't say dope. It's a bad habit. How old are you, Ronald?
31, man.
Nice.
Looking at retirement.
Are you serious? What? Well, so you're working that right now, though, and you're looking to retire.
No, it's more of a joke because I feel like I'm 65. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name, brother.
I love that song, man. It's a good song. Well, call me again, Ronald in Los Angeles. I enjoyed talking with you.
I did as well. I'll have theories next time.
Cool. All right, man. Take care.
Peace out, brother.
Bye. Joe from Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, what's that? Oh, Joe dropped. You guys are spared from my co-host right now. Alex in California is on the line here. Alex, thank you for calling and holding there. What's up?
Achy Bear.
Hey.
So yeah, us flat earthers are taking over, huh?
You are, and I'm here for it because flat earthers are as good of people, if not better, or worse, or no worse than the ball-tarred normies who are suckers.
Yeah, you gotta just jump on board with us, real Christians.
Nice.
Stop messing around with all this liberal globe stuff.
Right. But I like liberals.
Yeah, they're great, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, some of them are. They're great musicians. They're not great people. Shout out. Anyway.
So I went and visited my parents the other day, and I went to show my dad a drum video that I did. I was pretty proud of it, and he watched it for about 15 seconds, and I was like, oh, that's nice. So what kind of podcast are you listening to?
He said that?
Whoa. Yeah, just out of nowhere, and I just kind of dismissed what I showed him and was like, so what podcast are you listening to?
Wow.
And immediately I was just like taken back, like that almost feels like a personal question, you know?
Yeah, and it seems it sounds almost confrontational or something.
Confrontational and out of nowhere, and yeah, I had all those feelings kind of went rushing to me.
Yeah.
And I was suspicious right off the bat.
Right.
So what I said was, I listen to probably about 20 or 30 different podcasts. It's like TV, you know, it's like, you don't just watch one channel.
Yeah.
And I just kind of played it off like that.
Right on.
And lo and behold, my suspicions were right. Like later that day, somehow I saw on CNN, AOC was like, I want a list of the podcasts you're listening to. I want a list of the accounts you're subscribed to and all this crap. I'm like,
she said that to who?
They're actually sorry, what?
AOC said that to whom? Who did she say?
To liberals.
Oh, really?
She wants them to ask their family and friends and people they know what podcasts they're listening to and the accounts they subscribe to.
Wow, they want to intervene and control because podcasts are where normal people go to talk about normal things and talk like normal people.
Well, there's a few things to it. I mean, there's that. There's the amount of views. Podcasts are blowing out the mainstream media at this point.
Indeed.
By millions. I mean, you have Schmalik Schmones and a few other ones that are getting up to like 50 million views on certain things, while CNN's getting maybe one. So you can tell that they're worried about that. But what I'm more concerned with is, my father has never asked me about what kind of podcast. He doesn't care about that.
Right.
But he's under this spell, this liberal spell from the television, where the television can tell him to be confrontational with your own son, who didn't even vote. And for the rest of the day, like I'll admit, like it must have been anger, but it was a lot of different things. I'm just like, why is the television telling my father to go after me, and why is my father going along with that crap?
Yeah, that just shows you, man. Your father is no different from
liberal.
Yeah, no different from any other sucker person, any other person, and
It's disheartening.
Yeah, but it's something to be. I encourage you to look at it a different way, because your father's opinion of you and your opinion of your father shouldn't be like a disheartening type of situation. It should be he's just a normal sucker like me and everybody else.
It'll be right
And
up
he's
there on the right.
not exactly
Yeah.
like you, because he's following the ridiculous liberal
Thank you.
propaganda, right?
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too, thanks.
He's just a normal sucker. It's kind of like an appreciation for, this guy's a fallen state human being.
What's going on, Income Tools? One
Well,
second.
I mean,
I'll answer
I
your
don't-
question in
that's
just a
not
moment.
Either of my parents, I've forgiven the fact that they're diehard crazy liberals a long time ago. So
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I don't know how much cash we put in.
I don't know what word to use. It's
Fair enough.
basically, I
'Cause
say,
we do get cash
Lord,
tips.
I've forgiven
Often.
my father for going after me.
So without looking at cash tips,
Right.
Income Tools, I'm at $587.62 on Uber,
I still have these thoughts.
and then Lyft.
It reminds me of when
Lyft we're at $200. So
It's reminds
I would
me of
guess-
something about like
I would guess we're just under
my girlfriend
1,000
when I had
with
one,
cash
if I had
tips
one.
too.
My girlfriend, if I had one,
If I had to guess.
said something Oh no! when
And
I
usually
said
by
something to
Wednesday,
my
you want to
girlfriend, if I had
be
one.
at or above
Um,
1,000 to really hit a
I'm
good
too
benchmark.
important to her,
So.
and so I don't necessarily mean something in a way. Although I kind of do mean something in a way. Like I'll say some side little criticism, but it's meant to be mild.
A good
but
day
it is
should be
meant to
like
be a real
350
criticism,
bucks
because
a
I
day.
want the relationship with the girl to work, and so she takes it as pressure from me, and it is pressure from me, but she takes it as rejection from me, but it's not rejection from me, it's me trying to control her.
So we're headed to our
And it
next
sounds
pickup
like
already.
what your dad is maybe trying to do to you is like control you.
Right now we're at
wanted both myself
$44.36 on Uber,
And so
$10.08 on
my
Lyft.
girlfriend, if I had one,
And
wanted it
then
to-
our next reservation
wanted it
ride
to
right
work
now,
with me
we're
too.
headed to
And so she
about 16 minutes away.
resented my
Our next reservation for
attempts to control
$22.
and my
So
mild
$22.
criticism. And so she blew my mild criticism out of proportion and got mad at me for it.
Will be under
And
80 bucks.
That was because I was too important to her.
And we're coming up
Stuff I said
to-
was too important to her. And so it may be like
By the
some
time we get there, it'll be
remnants,
quarter after
old
7.
habits, if you will.
So we're at a great pace.
That's why that thought. And,
I did miss out on a $12 ride, but
a feeling that you're not
breakfast is
able
more
to define
important.
perfectly. That you mentioned may be a little disheartening. Maybe that's what's going on in you is like there is still some lingering thoughts that you got to let go of with your father.
Yeah, no, like I said, I've done work on forgiving them basically for being liberals. I mean, my parents come from the civil rights type of Democrats. They think that they're at war with Republicans. I've been hearing this my entire life. You know
Are they
what I mean?
boomers or Gen X?
My dad's 80, so boomers.
That's a boomer. That may be old.
But it's their personality, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know, at this point...
If everyone could take a moment and hit that like button, there's 26 of you watching and there's only 3 likes. What
I
the?
just thought it was messed up, you know, I'm just trying to show
What
my dad,
the?
like, you know, I'm actually good at what I'm trying to do now.
Right.
Here it is. Oh, that's nice. What podcast are you listening to?
Takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, dude, all right, like, that's where we're at now. TV's just going to make you guys hate your own family. You're like...
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Older than boomers don't really appreciate quality fast drumming.
They definitely do. I mean, he does, but
okay.
I think they're just so caught up in what's going on because he lost, or she lost. So.
Isn't it funny though how it is shocking to me sometimes when my friends, I had one friend who I consider like a pretty close friend. I rarely talk to him, but from high school, and he fell for the Black Lives Matter thing back in 2020 and whenever that was, when they put the black square on their social media posts.
Oh yeah,
I put LOL and I got blocked. Luckily I did that from the hate report account. I put LOL and I got blocked. So my regular account is not, well, I mean, I don't even care. I don't communicate with them on social media anyway. I just happened to see it and I put LOL. And I probably shouldn't have put LOL, but he shouldn't have overreacted. But isn't it amusing and interesting how people are just swayed, like women in the Me Too movement. They jump on this bandwagon.
They'll write you off as a human being, like flip of a switch.
Yeah, and they'll swallow this trendy thing, and there's no questioning the trendy liberal propaganda. It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, that's all I have for today. But I was going to question. There's 2 things I'm hoping you can cover if you haven't already. One, the women trying to poison their Trump-supporting husband, and then 2, there was some liberal guys who shot like his wife and kids, and his ex-wife and kids. I don't know if you know about that.
I did hear about that when I was looking into it.
If you could maybe cover that briefly, that would be cool.
Did he turn out to be a liberal? And it was like, was it?
It was about Trump, yes.
It was about
I
Trump.
think it was about abortion.
Oh wow. Yeah,
So
it was like this young man who he shot not only his wife or whatever she is who lives with him, also shot his like ex, who is a mother of one of his children, down the road, and the kids. Yes.
And then himself.
And you see, that's be glad your dad's not like that. Not that
I know, but yeah,
No, but I
I think that would be something cool to cover.
Yeah.
Not cool, but What discovery?
Well, if it was triggered,
We're about 10 minutes away from our pickup here.
By the Trump election. But
It'll be
isn't
our
it
fourth ride.
amazing how outside world events affect people's insides and cause them to go off the deep end. Obviously, he already hated his family.
Yeah. I mean, from what I heard, it was because of the election stuff. Be careful, liberals, because they're not well in the head.
Yeah, indeed, that's true.
All right, Hank, take it, Clevie.
Great call, Alex in California. Take care, man. Bye. Thank you for the tips. Wives poisoning their husbands. Man did in his 2 baby mamas and their babies and his babies. Well, they're not babies. Children. I don't know, it's crazy. Let me check for some super chats. Wow, I didn't realize how much was blown through this hour. I'll get to more of your calls. Hang tight, callers. Joe from Phoenix wasn't able to hang on. I understand it. C-Sal, bought a coffee. I'm making carne asada, burritos for lunch. Hake and shake. Trump dominating our thing. Let's go. Celebration hands. Light skin brown. Us. Go us. Or US. Something. Nice. Thank you, CSAP. 10 hands. Carne asada burritos for lunch? That's heavy. Right on. Although she may make them and they're light. They're not all excessive huge carne asada burritos. And they don't just sit in your belly or stomach or whatever and just be way heavy on you. Have a little bit of veggies and stuff with it too in the water. So because it's supposed to have, they say, and I tend to agree with it. My doctor told me that when you have protein, have some fiber with it. But right on, C-Sal. That's cool. Hey, thanks for sharing. And Trump is indeed dominating our thing. That's cool. Sweet. Let me just double check over on the Streamlabs. Lin Yan Chin. Oh, hey. I missed that one. Tell Jesse he's misusing thought as synonym for intent, also known as desire. Now I see why he thinks thoughts come before emotions. He means intent or impulse or impulses in mouth breather talk. Yes, Jesse, intent comes first, forming emotion, then thought last. Oh, okay, Lin Yan Chin, nice. Right on, I'm glad that you're coming to an understanding of Jesse as opposed to accusing him of lying. Yeah, because intent, isn't there a nice, every thought and intention of the heart was only evil all the time, God saw. Genesis 6:5 maybe. Oh, come on. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagining of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. What? Somebody in the live chat or in the comments mentioned this. Let me find the KJV for you. KJV. Can I spell? How do you spell KJV? Ah, what in the world? Okay. And God saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Doesn't that sound like all thoughts are all lies all the time? Imagination, thoughts. Let's find the Catholic.org/Bible/. You have to include the slash, otherwise it can't find it. Genesis does. Can't do this with Nintendo. Genesis does. Did I hit 5 or 6? Just in case. Genesis chapter, hopefully this is 6. says, no. Okay, let me find. Real quick. This is important to hate. This is Yahweh. Oh, Yahweh. Oh, Lord. Oh, God saw that. I mean, Yahweh. Oh, Yahweh. That's what the rap group, the white and black rap group, DC Talk said. Oh, yeah. Oh, Yahweh. Yahweh saw that human wickedness was great on earth and that human hearts contrived, nice word, nothing but wicked schemes all day long. Isn't that interesting? Scheming. The mind is scheming. Oh, what am I going to do later? What am I going to do later? Oh, I want to do this later. Crazy. Right on. Nice. So thank you, Lin Yan Shin. That's cool. Shout out. I'm live on Rumble and D Live. What's up, Rumble crew? What's up, D Live crew? Mobetta says that sound was Algerian boxer. Going number one, standing up. Nice. Aries 1 is a gift must have gifted some subscriptions, and Auto Rocks subscribed or something, resubscribed. Nice. Right on. Let's double check over here in the that's not hake. Get that ugly gal out of here. Just kidding. Shout out to the people chatting. You can see people chatting. Nice. Right on. Okay. Let's get back to calls. Christian in Utah is on the line here. Christian, thank you for calling and holding, man. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, man? I called you about a couple weeks ago. You probably don't remember, but yeah, how you doing, man?
Doing well. Appreciate you calling back.
Oh yeah, anytime. Hey, I was just gonna ask you, like, I tried even like asking the question to Derek or whoever answered, but when did you like start working on yourself? Like, what age? And then how many, like, I don't know, like, how long did it take for you to like actually start experiencing maybe just a little bit of peace? Because I know Jesse, you know, he's been doing this for a long time, and he claims like he's got peace, and I believe him, like I really do, and I can just see how he holds himself and handles himself, and I can see that you're, you know, just like getting to that same path. And so I really believe you guys, and just I appreciate all the tools and, you know, pointing the way to go, helping ourselves. But yeah, I was just asking, you know, when did you start experiencing maybe just a little bit of peace or a little bit of light?
When I heard the truth
Yes.
rang true, and that gave like a little bit of peace and reassurance. Have you had that at all?
Oh yeah. It's especially like when I started listening to the Jesse show, and just I started probably like this last July.
Okay.
And like I immediately started by finding one of his short clips on YouTube.
Nice.
And it was just like him kind of trolling somebody.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just funny right off the bat. And I was like, okay, I'm going to look into this guy a little bit more. So I didn't look into it like going in seriously. But just after hearing like what you guys talk about and just say the truth, you guys literally talk about the truth. It's amazing. And yeah, I can't believe I was blind to so much, you know?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You know, I was raised Christian, right? So like when I was 4 and 5, I was watching like Gospel Bill, which is a Christian little TV show. And he's like, if you want Jesus in your heart, pray this prayer with me. And I remember doing that. Come high school, I was like, you know, growing up, I was always told by my mother, you need to have time with the Lord every day. And I kind of neglected that because I was like, oh, whatever, I want to have fun. And then come like high school, I started to be like, I should read the Bible because I had a Bible. And so I would start to read the Bible a little bit more so in college. Started taking that more seriously.
We're about 2 minutes away from our pickup here.
seeking, but I was trying. I think it does. I think it counts as seeking, even if it's kind of wandering around in the dark. I was getting kind of worse because I was taking stuff too seriously, going down the wrong road, not really understanding, but assuming and judging and getting into things being too important. Like you know how the Bible says, do everything as unto the Lord. And so when I would do my running, I would be like, oh, I want to run my best as unto the Lord. And then when I would choke, sometimes I would choke and I would take it real hard, like I failed God. But it was really pride. I was just also proud and mad at myself for choking. Nobody likes chokers. Not even chokers like chokers. People who choke artists.
Oh yeah.
So, and then I remember reading one time in a Christian music forum that we are the lukewarm generation. I'm like, yeah, that's true. We're also lukewarm. And I kind of gathered that that's like people who are not really serious about it. And then...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And then, like, eventually I came across Jesse and his message, and I was going to church, and it was this conservative, decent church. But I found Jesse and his message that you are wrong, but you can have perfect peace. You can stop sinning. And I liked that no excuse mindset and that message of like peace and hope and presence.
Right, yeah.
So that's kind of what I've been through.
Nice. And do you the only thing I've been trying to work on myself, I know when Jesse says, are you doing the silent prayer? And people are like, sometimes, like, that's where I'm at, you know?
Okay.
And it's just like, I don't do it right away in the morning sometimes. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't do it twice a day, but most of the time I do it once a day. It's just, I don't know. And like something in my head usually always tells me not to do it. It's like in the aspects of too tired or just too lazy.
Yeah.
But I really am trying to work on myself and just trying to stay present all day.
Nice.
And like, I just see, I don't know, I feel the anger there still, but I don't do anything about it. I don't yell, I don't scream, I don't tell anybody, or like anything like that, but I do feel it, and it's like, it almost makes me feel like shaky.
Right.
And like, kind of like red and hot. Like, it almost goes up to like my face and just, it almost makes me feel like I can't control my facial expressions.
Right.
And when I'm trying to stay present during the day, even at work, I feel like other people are like judging me in a sense, like, dang, like this guy is like angry and he's just quiet and like don't go near him, don't mess with him. But I don't think that, but like I feel like that's what everybody feels, because I just have that serious practical face, like, or I'm just getting my work done. I'm not paying attention.
Do you get that feedback? Do you get people saying that's how you come
Morning.
off, or is that how you're imagining that they're imagining that you are?
Sometimes I get a, are you okay?
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, and then I just say, I'm like, yeah, why?
Right.
So that's the only thing I think of. Like, yeah, no, I don't really say that. If people are like, you look angry, are you upset? No, I never get that, but I feel like
How things going?
All's well, thank you.
go away. That's what I'm kind of feeling, and I'm just really trying to work on myself. So I don't know. I just want to make sure, like, I wouldn't forget my parents too. And sometimes I get thoughts on that, and I told you that the last call that I did that wrong, and you were just telling me, I don't even remember what you said, but yeah, I'm just getting all these thoughts, man. And
why did you think that you did it wrong again? I forget.
I get thoughts on that, like something in my head will literally tell me, hey, remember your mom, or remember when you forgave your dad? I don't think you did it right. Maybe you need to go back and do it. Say something else, or say this, say that.
Is there anything that you think that you did do it wrong? Like, is there anything about it, what you did, that you said, that was wrong, you think is wrong?
No, I might have sugarcoated it with my mother a little bit, but I did tell her, you know, I forgive her, and I know that she did the best she could.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't. I don't think so. Not that I can recall.
Oh, okay. So just catch yourself when you do things like that to try to make somebody feel better or to soften the blow, if you will. Just catch yourself on that because it sounds like
out there.
you have a concern that
A
many
lot of
white
it's
men have. I
going
don't know if you're white.
north for
Many
some
white
reason.
men
Usually it's
straight.
Oh yeah, you're half.
usually it's west as well, but
And half black or half Hispanic or half.
I think there's an accident.
Half Hispanic.
Okay. A lot of young men and men in general are kind of like women in that they're concerned with other people's feelings and other people's impressions of them, and but don't feel like that's gonna last forever. I mean, or don't believe that that's a thought that it's gonna last forever. That's like you're in your 20s, right?
Yes, I'm 26.
Okay, yeah. You don't know what's gonna last, what's gonna go away. If you make it, like Joel Friday has said recently, if you make that too serious, that's gonna like hold you in that mindset of how you're coming off to other people, and that's one of the things that you want to. That's one of the things that you want to refrain from in your anger, emotion, catering to other people's emotions. Is refrain when you're tempted to cater to their emotions, or tempted to sugarcoat, or tempted to be concerned what other people are thinking
We are
and how you're
audio
coming
and
off.
video recording this ride for your safety.
Notice that that's a temptation, and don't follow that temptation. And if you do follow that yeah, if you do follow that temptation and you change your face a little bit awkwardly, or you something comes out awkwardly because of you being in your head in that way, don't get into don't follow the temptation to keep your mind on that past moment, because it's past.
Right.
It's in the past.
That makes sense. Yeah, I just I love listening to you guys every day. Like, you guys are just so different, and it's like this is nowhere else that I've seen.
Yeah.
And it's just, it really is amazing, and it's so truth and just bold and like right there in your face, and there's nothing you can do about it. And
Yeah.
It's just, it's amazing.
Those feelings that you're going through are I don't know if you're catching church, but what I hear from church with JLP and his calls on his show are those feelings are perfect. You want to welcome those feelings so that you can get through them and not save yourself from them, so that God can save you from them.
Should I just welcome them in and like kind of twitch with my face and freak out inside not freak out inside my head, but just experience those in my head and just sit there and just experience it?
I think so.
Okay. And like,
Does that make sense? Isn't that a sensible thing to do?
Yeah, and I've been doing that. Like, I haven't really been saying to everybody or like anybody, like, I'm feeling this and I'm freaking out. Like, no, like I'm going through it, but I'm telling you now, which is kind of weird, but I'm telling you because I just was wondering if it maybe will stop, but I know that you don't know that either. So I just
I think you don't worry about it, or if you're worried, worry, and you'll be fine. You're becoming a man. You're becoming a man.
Yeah, and I really feel like it too. Like, I've just been trying to like learn more practical things, like manly things. You know how we build stuff and we figure out stuff for ourselves.
That stuff is cool too. That is cool. It's good to know that stuff, but that's not what makes you a man. What makes you a man is, I think, or at least makes you ready to be a man, is sitting through those things. And while you're doing it, learn those skills, work your job, but don't be seeking after learning how to drive stick shift or fixing your car, thinking that that's going to save you or make you more manly. Those things are helpful. Men should do those things, but a lot of mechanics and military men who are capable of killing and repairing and building. A lot of those guys are just like you. They are incapable of dealing with strange confrontations and awkward situations, and they're suffering through that pain, and they're escaping that pain by avoiding or sugarcoating or whatever. They're not men either. It's no salvation. Those are great things in the world to do, but they're limited in their value. They're of some value, but they're limited in their value. You don't want to neglect facing that mess inside.
Yeah, you gotta face whatever it is that you gotta face.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, thank you, Hank. I really appreciate it, man. And yeah, I told you last time that I want to try and get out for a church sermon and maybe a men's forum. So
Right on.
yeah, I'll have to try and pinpoint that and get out there to Cali. But yeah, I mean, God bless you guys, and just yeah, I'll stick with it, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christian in Utah. Are you part Mormon?
I was raised on my mother's side
Yeah.
with those values and
Uh-huh.
stuff, and I kind of just strayed away from it right away.
Yeah.
Once I kind of looked into some of their beliefs, but they're good people. Yeah, and they got really good family values and needs.
Yeah, on the outside, definitely.
Yeah, but they are very judgmental, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, I think you mentioned that, huh?
Yeah, it's like, there's a lot of disappointment if you don't go along with that type of agenda. And then my dad's side, you know, they were very just traditional Catholics, so it's kind of like, it was a little different on both sides, yeah. And both sides that I kind of experienced growing up with those churches, it's just, nothing really seemed like I was giving anything to help myself. Just giving things to make myself maybe feel better in my head. And maybe a scripture verse, but I was never given anything for what's meant for me. And like, I'm not trying to be like selfish, but I'm just saying like,
It didn't
be individuals.
It didn't. Yeah, I get you. I get where you're coming from. I think. Great talking to you, Christian.
It's great talking to you too, man. God bless.
All right, take care. And in the UK, Danny, in the UK, United Kingdom, England, our English brother, Danny. How you doing, man? I'm doing okay. How about you?
Right, James, I just wanted to have a topic about the Hunt TV that I watched the other day.
Yeah.
About the life after death.
You stay close to your phone or your microphone. It's coming in a touch muffled if you can. Otherwise, we'll deal with it. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me better now?
It sounds pretty much the same, but I think we can understand it. So what about the Punchy TV episode the other day?
It's talking about the life after death.
Life after death.
Yeah. It made me investigate it a bit more. So I started watching other people's experiences of life
Oh
after death.
yeah, that's right. The guy who went to hell. The black dude.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
And I noticed that some would say the exact same thing as him, that they had a hellish experience, and then other people would say they saw the truth to life and previous lives and the reasons why we're here and blah blah blah. I just wanted to wonder what you think about the whole thing. Because I really respect the research of more understanding.
I don't know what they're really seeing or going through, but I really liked the message that guy was saying. Was what I liked about what he said. the black guy who was talking about the people in hell are the gossipers, the unforgiving people. That means that most of us are in hell. And the fake preachers.
99.9% of us are in hell.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that message. And you got to be perfect. I like that.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I didn't really know necessarily or care. It is kind of like scary to think about that type stuff, because it's like, whoa, man, that's like serious.
It's strong. It was strong.
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing. Yeah, it was strong. But I don't know. Why do you think some people go into that place and other people?
Yeah, there's another guy who died, and he realized that his anger killed him, and he went towards the light. And so that was interesting. And he was like, David Williamson. Jason Lee Peterson covered his story like a year or two ago. And he went towards the light, and he was just, it was love, but then he felt bad for some black gal, I guess, who was crying over him, his aunt or something. And then he came back to Earth, and it was hell on Earth for him. But he realized that he was a Black Lives Matter type of guy, kind of angry. And then he realized it. But he had like peace. And so I don't know which one to believe, or if they're both right, or what, or David Williamson wasn't dead long enough to go through that, or that guy was really
We are
a
audio
hellish
and
person,
video
and
recording
David,
this ride for your safety.
his heart was right, but he just had the outward anger. I don't know. It's confusing.
From my understanding, what I sort of gauge from it is the people that go and say, oh, they saw everything and they saw the afterlife and etc. They say the same things that the people that take that DMT drug, and they say, oh, I saw it. But when they come back, they still have anger. So I think they didn't see anything. It was like an unconscious dream. Because how can you have anger still if you've seen the meaning of life?
Interesting. Yeah. Well, it reminds me of what my conversation was with Christian earlier just now, from Utah. He called just before you. You know, when I mentioned that, doesn't it give you like a little bit of peace to hear the truth? There is this parable of the seeds being scattered along by this sower of seeds, the kingdom of heaven. And some people hear the truth and receive it with joy at first, but then the worries of life choke it. Or it's on shallow soil, and it springs up fast, and then it just dies because it's on shallow soil. Who just hear it, and then eventually they get excited, and then they kind of forget about it. I think that's a lot of us, and so it's probably very similar to if what they're saying is true about dying and then coming back. It's just that they were kind of brought back to life, because you can die and get brought back to life, I think, sometimes. Some people do. So maybe they did or didn't see what they saw, what they say that they saw, but it's kind of like what Jesus said, even if people come back from the dead, people still will not believe. So those people who died and came back, it's not like God said, oh, you're saved now, you go on back and preach the word. No, that's not salvation either. Yeah. So I think that they could have seen the truth, and then they still like live miserable lives and still don't get it. Maybe.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Yep. Stay close to your mic. Stay close to your mic. It's coming in a little muffled. Go ahead.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the army community?
The army community, the military? A little bit. Amish. Oh. Not much. I know that they try to avoid electricity and vehicles, other than horse-drawn buggies, I think. Other than that, I don't know much about them.
Do they seem to live a perfect life?
Oh, I don't know. Do you know much about them, that they really do seem to live a perfect life, or is it just outwardly appearances? They seem to live a perfect life.
The appearances, they look like they have perfect order.
Yeah.
Very traditional, man to man. That's what it appears from the outside.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Hey, I've never seen them. I just what I see on the telly. But
Yeah.
you've had the experiences.
They probably have, I mean, I would have to assume, since they're our fellow human beings, other than just from the outside, they seem odd. It seems weird. Other than that, they're fellow human beings. They're dark in heart as well. There's all kinds of hell going on with them too. They have some stuff that's protected. I think they don't have vaccines, for example. I don't know. Never mind about that. That's not really my point. But yeah, you're right. They have like the outward traditions. A lot of those outward traditions are conducive for functional families, relative families, even with that evil. It kind of contain those outward rules, kind of contain them, and hopefully some of them find the law in their hearts too, so that they really are in their true kingdom of heaven. Because a lot of, I bet you, even when we had like the Puritans and all of them, I bet you most of us were hellish people even back then.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's how the communists came in and threw out the baby with the bathwater. Because they're like, see, look at all you fake Christians. Christianity stinks. And so, but yeah, I like the Amish from, I have no beef with them at least.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. I know nothing about them, but from what I saw, I thought, oh, that looks like they've got things right, but yeah, like you say, behind closed doors, it could be hell.
Right. It's kind of like Christian wanting to learn manly things like working on a car and stuff. Those are similarly the Amish are doing outward things that look, a lot of that is correct. But it's not the whole thing. They can't leave out the heart. The evil, dealing with the evil in the heart.
You need the whole package.
Yeah. Nice.
Last thing, James, I'm trying to organise with my son to come over to see you. Is there things to do in the area? Like, things to show my boy around. You're in Beverly Hills area, right?
Yeah, we're right between Beverly Hills and Culver City. There's lots of things to do. You want to be careful out when you're out. Don't keep your wits about you so you don't get robbed or sucker punched or anything. Not that sucker punches are common, but robberies are fairly common and stuff like that. So you want to be careful. I like Santa Monica Beach. If you rent a car, I don't know if you're able to rent a car, but I like going further south to Huntington Beach or even further south in Orange County. It's a little potentially safer and more conservative. There's all kinds of things. Say again?
Are you close to there?
Huntington Beach is about an hour away, 45 minutes away.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but Santa Monica Beach, we're like 20 minutes or less, maybe 30 if you're in heavy traffic, 40 if you're in heavy traffic. But it's a 15-minute drive with no traffic to Santa Monica Beach, and if you find a parking structure, it's 90 minutes free. And if you don't rent a car, then I don't know, you Uber over there and you don't have to worry about it. Or I don't know if I would take public transportation these days if I can help it, but some people do and they have no problem. Yeah.
And where Bond is that like an industrial area, or are there things near by Bond?
It's more like, it's not industrial. It's more like shops and a little bit of residential area here around Bond. So there's like a couple of places to eat around, and there's like a coffee shop down the road. There's a park that you could walk up to. If you go up to La Cienega Park, walk around. It's a small park. It's pretty tiny, but it's nice. Beverly Hills. It's in Beverly Hills, actually. And so it's okay. It's nice.
So have you got a cinema and a shopping centre quite close?
Not too far away. I would recommend the Grove or maybe the Beverly Center. Probably the Grove is nicer. It's sort of an outdoor mall thing, and it has great malls. It has a movie theater, and it has shops and eating and all kinds of stuff. It's pretty fun. Yeah, that's
Okay,
on
mate.
Fairfax and 3rd. Nice.
Okay.
Look forward to seeing you and your son if you make it over. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, after I sent Jesse the super chat about the ego, that the young kids need an ego, it's made me apprehensive to show him, like, you know, men trying to overcome.
We are audio and video recording this ride for your safety.
His ego, if you know what I mean.
Oh, your boy? How old is your son? You're talking about your son? Showing your son stuff?
Yeah, he's 9.
Oh, okay.
So but I didn't know whether, you know, him hearing them sort of overcoming, whether it's a good positive thing or a negative thing. Like too much information at too young age, or
If you're not, I suggest if you're not sure, then you might consider holding back. If you're not sure, do nothing.
Yeah, I'm sort of sitting on it at the moment. I'm just
Nice.
yeah.
Because I remember when I was 9, 4th grade, that's when I started to worry and be concerned and stuff like that. And I got, it became worse, really worse in like 7th and 8th grade. And high school, I was over concerned about some things. And it would have been nice to know that a lot of this stuff doesn't matter that I'm concerned about. But still, I think that everybody kind of has to go through that.
Do you think if you would have gone to Bond, then that would have helped or hindered?
I don't think it would have hindered. I think it might have helped. I don't know if I would have heard it or understood it, though. I might have. I remember specifically, I heard this guy at a Christian family camp when I was like freshman year of high school. Who of you want to live without stress? I'm like, I want to live without stress. I don't like that feeling. And then it talked about worrying. You're not supposed to worry. But yet, it didn't really help me though, because I still worried, even though I knew I wasn't supposed to. So I don't know if it would have helped or not, honestly.
Because unless you kill the ego, none of it really computes. And the death of the ego is so painful for an adult. It's really painful.
Yeah.
Like for a child to try and go through
This first building or the second building here?
I do not know. It's my first time here.
What
It's 2301. I don't know where
Yeah, I mean that pain of the ego, guys. And I remember
what medical center are we looking for?
Ascension.
yeah, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
Like the main hospital or the medical
Right
center?
here to the left. Looks like.
Okay.
Whether it's a good thing,
You can see the signs 23 and 1. Main.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think sometimes women and kids and men who misunderstand will try to apply it in a wrong way. Well, like for example, they will pretend like they've gotten rid of
Have a great day,
it
you too.
or try to force
What's
it,
that?
Have a great day.
and
Thanks, here you go.
really what they're doing
Appreciate
is
it, thank you.
avoiding it,
Now,
not
if I
facing it.
want to contact you, how do I do that? Or,
I can give you my business card.
Yeah.
if I need
When I
to.
heard it,
Yeah, if you have one.
the devil manipulated it to say, well, what's the point? What's the point of doing anything?
Right.
And
There you are.
All right, thanks.
Have a good one.
You too.
Willingness to do anything, like, what's the point?
I'm offline. What the?
Everything I did was ego-based.
Right.
So it's like,
That doesn't mean that you
What
stop
the-
doing those things just because they're ego-based. They're still right to do. It's just that your motivation is wrong. Just notice that your motivation is wrong, but still do the thing that you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Going to the gym, exercising.
Right.
If your whole situation is just ego-based,
Yep.
and then suddenly, what's the point? The devil starts talking to you. It's like, yeah, what's the point? Kill yourself.
Crazy.
Like, yeah, it's powerful. And it wasn't until, later on that I could really fully understand all of that. So, like you say, continue doing the things, but with no attachment to them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like for a child to understand that, I'm not so sure. Maybe I might be underestimating the children. Maybe they've got more capability than us, the adults.
I would definitely keep it simple with him, and he may get it better than you.
Yeah, thank you, silly.
Well, it's good to hear from you, Danny, and I wish you well with your son.
You too, mate. Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
Yeah, I'm watching. Thank you, James. I'll speak to you later, mate.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Cheers, mate.
A supportive guy. Appreciate him. Okay, I would be remiss, I think, not to cover this stuff. Look at Hake. Look at Hake talking. Okay. So, this is terrible. Remember this?
Sorry, guys. I'm simping right now.
Imani. This is from Remix, Big Bump. We were supposed to cover this, so I'm covering it now. The IOC, International Olympic Committee. Anything international pretty much means evil. Pummeled by the International Boxing Association. Oops. Evil, pummeled by evil, and top athletes after quote-unquote female boxer found to be a man after all, allegedly. Okay, now I don't know how true this is or whatever, and I don't really care, for the sake of my channel, I don't know. I will not stand, and also, I don't know. I will not stand by and watch another generation of female athletes robbed. Remember this? Okay, so there's a gal got rocked by this person who looks like a, Hake's 19-year-old body, except it's Tanner.
All right, so quick update here. I know you guys are listening to this great podcast.
Relatively.
Right now we're at $66.36 plus the $5 tip you just gave me in cash, which is $71.36. And then we have $10.08 on Lyft. So right now we're at $86.
Outlet, but it was a tip from Big Bump for our Monday.
And then we're already headed to our next reservation. Will put us at $100 exactly. So not only will we hit our benchmark, but we're sending out the day strong.
Women's Olympic gold medal in boxing. Many had protested him being this a person, not him or her, I don't know. This is funny. Khalif Imane, if it's a woman, Khalif if it's a man, right? Use the first name for a woman, last name for a man. Being able to participate
In about 15 minutes,
as
we're gonna
her
switch
gender
to
into the spotlight.
a different podcast.
In the preliminary round, she had knocked out Italian, Angela Carini in just 46 seconds with the right hook. Probably had better form than Hake. Khalif had been banned from the 2023 International Boxing Association, IBA, World Championships in New Delhi. Is it New Delhi or New Delhi? That's doesn't that sound appetizing? Delhi. After failing testosterone tests, but Delhi is not appetizing, I hear, because that's in India, right? And India stinks. Shout out to India. Is that India? Is New Delhi in India? I don't know. We'll get to that later. Somebody correct me. Taiwan's Lin Yuting also took home the gold in Olympic and featherweight division, was also disqualified. That was another person who people suspected of being male. And anyway, I don't care. It's women's boxing. I don't even think the women should be boxing. But some of them are, mildly attractive. But they get messed up faces after it. It's not good. So somebody's leaked medical report, allegedly from German Bild outlet, says Khalif is indeed supposedly biologically male. And it's sad. It's kind of sad. It's not, we shouldn't be sad, but we should realize that there's people who are born with messed up physical characteristics, which is what happened. So now all of a sudden they're calling him, this person, he. Oh, gross. If you read that paragraph that I just scrolled down from, it said words that
We are audio and video recording this ride for your safety.
I'm getting lightheaded. And then there's all these gals, this female swimmer and Olympic medalist Sharon Davies, saying, don't forget there were 2 male athletes allowed to cheat their way to gold medals in the women's boxing in Paris. And blah, blah, blah. What a mess. So I guess you guys were right. So it wasn't a transgender, though. He wasn't a transgender boxer. Or she, or it, or whatever this person is. Or at least not the one who, was raised a man and then decided, I want to be a woman. Not that kind of transgender. Shout out.
Good morning, AJ. I'm not sure if I said good morning to you.
This is the one with a...
I didn't see it. I don't know if I just said... did say or did not say anything.
Freak. In the... anyway, you know how I mean it. It's a freak condition. It's not a negative to be a freak, like physically a freak. It's how you were born. You can't help it. And you can still have a life. But this person is, unfortunately, like many, falling into the anger victimhood stuff. What a mess. Thank you, Big Bump, for that follow-up. Does that feel incomplete? This one is neither. Can you say ovaries? Neither ovaries nor uterus, but the T word. That doesn't. Or person. If it were unquestionably a woman, you'd be like,
my bad.
Okay, mildly attractive. A person could love that face. And if it were unquestionably a man, he would.
You started driving yet?
Ladies with the braids.
Shout out to the ladies with the braids.
But that's a mannish sort of a face, and it's what a mess. I feel a little sympathy for this person. Maybe. Sympathizing. Okay, that's enough of that. So, what a mess. And, these doctors in Algeria, these Algerian doctors declared that, because everything was up inside, I guess, down there. And so the doctors say, looks like it's a girl. Because the doctor didn't really investigate properly, or no. Anyway. So that's your little story. Thanks a lot, Big Bump. Get counseling with Jesse Lee Peterson. Do the silent prayer. You can still live, and unfortunately, or whatever, that I don't imagine that this person is going to end up having kids like a normal way. What kind of gal would get with a guy like that who has like a deformity like that? What a mess. Anyway,
Nice.
let's stay out of our imagination on this. And quickly, the Trump effect.
Take your kids to school? What the?
Jack Smith is halting the Trump case.
I don't know about you, but I would have my kids homeschooled.
Alvin Bragg's witch hunt backfiring. DOJ assistant prosecutor suddenly withdrawing the case. Vladimir Putin and CCP's Xi Jinping ready to restore relations. These are some of the headlines that I'm reading from based on the URLs. Washington Times, FBI brass is stunned and shell-shocked. Reeling after Trump is reelected righteously. The border caravan, the migrant caravan headed for the border, it's disintegrating at least half by half. Oh, they're going to rush the border just like they did under the first Trump administration. They were trying to undermine Trump like crazy.
Good morning, Alan. Hope all is well.
Discussing ending migrant voucher program and working with the Trump administration. He came under attack. Reuters reports that the EU may consider replacing Russian, what is that? It's the liquid natural gas imports with those of the U.S. The EU woman, this gal, she's the, look at that. Imagine, that gal is the head of the EU. Embarrassing. Come on. Come on, you got to kiss the von der Leyen. You know, mildly attractive older lady, but she's the European Commission president. Ursula von der Leyen. But she's like, you know, let's stop buying Russian liquid natural gas and buy American. Shout out. Is that thanks to Trump? Liquefied natural gas. Imports replace Russian with those of the United States. Shout out. And Big Bump seemingly credits Trump with that. Qatar. Pulling out of Gaza. And the Qatar is pulling out of the not pulling out of Gaza, pulling out of the mediation over the Gaza stuff. Qatar. They're getting rid of the Hamas people. They're like, oh, we're not going to give you safe haven anymore. You gotta make your own deals. And seemingly, is this because of Trump winning? Now something's going to happen? Look at this. The building in Lebanon that was destroyed by an Israeli drone. Was it righteous destruction? Don't know, but Trump is going to come back and crack the whip. Nice. Trump coming back is the next best thing to Jesus coming back. He's Jesus' brother. Is he going to bring Armageddon? And phone diplomacy, Erdogan. We like Erdogan, do we? The Turkey guy. Phone diplomacy, Erdogan. Not really pronounce his name. Allow. Sorry, computer owner. Erdogan wants to repair ties with the U.S. under Trump. Trump gave him his personal cell phone number. And Erdogan, this man, look at that. Doesn't that just look like a man? How come we can't have men? I mean, Biden sort of looks like a man, but we know too much. But he called Trump after the attempted assassination. And it was a sincere phone call, not like Dr. Jill Biden's phony phone call with Melania, I heard. Maybe. I'm complicated. But yeah, Dr. Jill's phony. Phonier maybe than Joe. Shame on Joe. So, Erdogan is Turkey, right? Officials in experts are optimistic that Ankara will make progress on Syria and blah 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 during a second term for our greatest president, Trump. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. It looks like Erdogan. Expressed optimism. Yeah, everybody's optimistic. Things are looking up. The dollar was up the day after Trump won. The dollar went up. Nice. And the market went up. Everything is up. Things are looking up, Buttercup. Sweet. So shout out to Big Bump with your topics. That's cool. Okay. And indeed, AJ. Let's talk AJ. With Joe from Phoenix. He did call back after all. Joe from Phoenix, my co-host. How you doing, man? Are you there? Oh, Joe from Phoenix. Come off of mute, you Gen X boomer guy. Is he there? Going once. Yeah. I can. Wow.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Alright. Complicated business here.
Understood.
Alright, so yesterday or the day before we were talking about Arlington Jail, which was big about, right?
That's right.
It seemed like he didn't know exactly what he was found liable for in his venue was first amendment freedom of speech issue, correct?
We are audio and
That's
video
right.
recording this ride for your safety.
They want to shut him down entirely. What a mess. Sell him.
Found liable for defamation.
Yeah. Isn't that ridiculous?
And, as you and I have talked about before, slander.
uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding a man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. I put lotion on my hand because my hands were really ashy. It's cold in LA right now. And in the morning, my hands are like really ashy. Like dry, ashy. And you can tell that they're ashy. And so, excuse me for putting lotion on my hand. But that's what's going on. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. And James said he never knew what ashy was until he started working at bars. He never even heard of ashy. He knew about dry skin because sometimes his hands get dry, but he never heard of ashy. So I guess with the black people, it's ashy, and with the white people, it's just dry skin. But my biblical question for this week, why do you pay attention to others? I mean to yourself. Why do you pay attention to yourself? Why? We have every way that you can watch.
Yeah.
Listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you, if you're busy running around, whatever you're doing, praising the Lord this morning. You know down there, sometimes people praise the Lord in the morning. Whatever you're doing, you could be listening to the show. As you're praising the Lord, by calling the listen line at 60 on your iPhone or iPad at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. That's why I love Jesus, y'all. Amen. That's why. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. Amazing, huh? It's Thursday. Another amazing thing. It's Thursday. And every Thursday, though we take all calls, every Thursday is dedicated to dealing with Bible thumpers. And so every Thursday is Bible Thumper Thursday.
The sign outside the New Era Baptist Church in Birmingham reads a black vote for Trump is mental illness. I am the daughter of two pastors.
You will emerge from that as an atheist.
That's for
President
sure.
Joe Biden is only the second Catholic president.
The Pope is like, you know. I said, oh, the Holy Father ain't nothing holy about the Pope. The Pope is king.
What's yours, God?
Holy mackerel. I can't believe you people follow a man. Amazing. Amazing. Bible Thumper Thursday, 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. I want to read this for you because it is Bible Thumper Thursday, talking about anger and dropping your anger. And I've been telling you for 35 years now, almost 34 years, You're going to be 35 in February if the Lord is willing and the creek all right. I have been telling you to drop your anger. Anger is not of God. Anger is of your God, Satan. And anyone that has anger is evil. Pure evil. Nothing good about you. Because you have the nature of the evil, of Satan. But you want to push anger as good anyway. You want to say that anger is good. But if you notice, anger doesn't work. It divides families. It husband and wife turn on each other. Friendships turn on each other. Church members turn on each other's. You turn on the preacher. The government turn on each other and the citizen. I mean, it doesn't work, but yet you're so blind, you think it's still good. Oh, I need anger to protect myself. Anger doesn't protect
We are audio
you.
and video recording this
There's
ride
no
for your
love
safety.
in anger, and if you don't have any love, how can you be protected by anger? But hold on to your anger, or you can drop it. It's up to you. You can drop it, or you can keep it. Here's something to remind you of anger. This is from Ephesians 4:31-32. It's out of the Bible. This says NJB Bible, New Jews Bible. What? Or New Jerusalem Bible.
New Jews. The New Jew Bible.
Any bitterness or bad temper or anger or shouting or abuse must be far removed from you. Any bitterness or bad temper or anger or shouting or abuse must be far removed from you. As must every kind of malice. Be generous to one another, sympathetic, forgiving each other, as readily as God forgives you in Christ. Be generous to one another, sympathetic, forgiving each other, as readily as God forgave you in Christ. Now, in that verse alone, why are you convinced that anger is good? Anger is natural.
Please use your seatbelt for your safety.
What was that one about?
I'm talking to James there, sorry.
Oh, okay.
You can continue.
Distraction. So in the word it says to drop anger. But you hold on to it and you don't even see what it's doing to your children. Look how anger destroys your own children. Because anyone that has anger has no patience. Zero. But yeah, you want to hold on to anger. You've been deceived by your God, Satan. I want to show you one quick example, and then I'll see you call so I can see your call. Of what anger can do. This is just one example. Because anger destroys children. Anger, it makes you insane. It makes you psychologically insane. It causes you to make all the wrong decisions. You can't make, an angry person cannot make a right decision. Period. An angry person have no right ideas or plans. But you want to hold on to your anger. It's 5 o'clock on Thursday. Let me give you an example of one example of what anger can do. And I just want to encourage all men and women to drop your anger, but do what you want. KTLA 5, a man is dead and another is in the hospital after a physical altercation escalated into a shooting. inside of a Ralph grocery store in Los Angeles. Watch this.
This is the location here, Canyon Plaza, right off of Laurel Canyon Boulevard here in Sun Valley. The store actually reopened just a few minutes ago after this investigation. Police telling us one person has died, at least another injured. The shooter now in custody. Let's get you over to some pictures. Jacques This was all unfolding here. Authorities say it was shortly after 11:30 p.m. when a group of men were inside the grocery store and followed by another group who attacked them with pipes. Now, during that altercation between the two groups, one of the victims pulled out a gun, firing several times and striking two people, including a person he was with. That person was struck in the leg and is now hospitalized, but is expected to be okay. The other person who was shot was a suspect. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police say he is in his 20s. The shooting, of course, sparking chaos among employees and shoppers inside the grocery store.
No, but you want to hold on to anger. Anger deceive you. There's nothing good in anger because it's of your father the devil. It's his nature. And anyone who has anger is operated from the nature of evil. That's why God said, Christ said, trust no angry person. Do not trust an angry person. An angry person is a murderer. Spiritually and physically. A murderer. But your church have taught you anger is fine. Your school, your daddy, your mama, and you and Satan have taught you anger is good. And because you say, well, everybody's angry, Jesse. Yeah, everybody's angry because everybody needs to return to the Father. And those who have are not angry anymore, any longer. But do what you want. It's Bible Thumper Thursday. Is it Gail? Out of Pennsylvania. Gail, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jesse. How are you?
All is well, Gail.
Okay. When you made the statement that because Eve believed the serpent and she took on that spirit of evil, so that's why women are evil?
Yes.
Okay. Now, my understanding is that when God created Eve, he went in and took the rib out of Adam and created Eve. Now, Eve was the weaker vessel. Okay? And because she was the weaker vessel, Adam should have shielded her from the serpent, but he didn't do that. So that's why the serpent was able to come in and convince her to disobey the word of God and do what she did. And that Adam should have taken responsibility for that. But no, he told God, the woman that you gave me to have to eat. But had he been with her, she should have. I would probably not have believed the serpent.
And where did you get that idea from?
I got that idea from the fact that she was left alone in the garden. They gave the serpent the opportunity to come and talk to her because he was the weaker vessel.
So you
did not have the authority that God gave Adam. Okay.
So you just made that up yourself?
No, I didn't.
That's not in the Bible. Where you get all that from? It's not in the Bible. Why did you make up all that? Adam should have protected Eve and Adam should have done this. Why did you make that up? It's not in the Bible. Why did you make up all those excuses?
Okay.
Why did you make up? No, answer this first. Why did you make up all those excuses in your own head?
Because that's the way I think it.
But it's not in the Bible. It's not. God didn't say that. Why did you say it?
It's not
tell me, yeah. She was at Ralph, get some groceries, and so Adam was at the office.
Oh, hilarious. Love you.
But tell me.
Sometimes I'm like, this man is just off his rocker. And he don't care.
And so, but tell me why you made up all that those things to excuse Eve for what she's done. What made you make up all that? But if Adam had been there, Eve is a weaker vessel. Adam should have shielded her and all that. It's not in the Bible. God didn't say it. Christ didn't say it. Why did you make up all that?
Because
We are audio and video recording this ride for your safety.
Adam the authority. So Adam was in charge of all of everything. He named the animals, you know, and God created the landscape of the earth. God created all of that.
Right.
And then he created Adam, and he gave Adam charge over everything.
Right. But he didn't say that Eve, he needed to follow Eve around so that Eve was not listening to the serpent. He only yelled at Eve. He only yelled at Adam for listening to the woman. He didn't say, Adam, you're to blame for what the woman did. He said, Adam, you're going to suffer because you're the woman. So I have meant for Adam to protect Eve like that. He would have said, why did you protect Adam?
Are we checking in our luggage or is it just carry-ons? Okay.
But he never said
I'll
that.
try to drop us off at a good spot for us to just go right to our terminal.
Because that's the way I feel.
I take it you're used to this airport stuff, huh?
Every morning.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's how I start my day.
Eve was his rib. She came out of him.
Better than us.
And so Eve suffered as a result of not listening to the man. And
of course.
And Adam suffered as a result of not listening to the father, but listening to the woman. But yeah, you're blaming Adam for what Eve did. And do you realize you're making it up in your mind? You're listening to evil, and evil's giving you excuses. You're making all that up. It's not even the Bible, but you're making it up in your own head because you're listening to your imagination. Do you realize that?
Well, I understand how you feel about this.
What am I saying? What do you understand about what I just said?
I understand that you said that I'm making this stuff up in my mind that it's not real.
Right.
It's just my imagination.
Running away with you. Do you see that? You've made up, and you probably heard it from some dumb preacher, and you're just going along with it where there's nowhere in the Bible. And all the preacher's weak because he needs the money from the woman, so he's giving the woman